A reader asks, how do you get teams to actually compare and contrast solutions? What I see happen in practice is a lot of teams hyper-focus on their first solution. So how do we get past this? So there's a few things to consider. Let's first talk about why comparing and contrasting matters. We know when we compare and contrast options, we make a better decision. There's a lot of decision-making research that supports this. We also intuitively know this, right? When we're looking for a job, we tend to talk to multiple companies. When we're looking for a place to live, we tend to look at multiple apartments or multiple homes. When we compare and contrast options, we see the pros and cons of different options, and it helps to inform a better decision. So why don't teams do this in practice? There can be a lot of reasons. So first of all, a lot of organizational contexts don't support this, right? We have a stakeholder who's jumping to a fast solution and is sort of dictating, build my idea. This is why we have the HIPPO term, the highest paid person's opinion always wins out. So if you're battling that, it can be hard to say, hold on, maybe we should consider other options. Sometimes when teams fixate on this, it's just due to time pressure. They have to get the next set of user stories to their engineers in a few days, and they don't have time to compare and contrast. So there's a lot of cultural elements that have to be in place to support good compare and contrast decisions. So if you're finding that a team is struggling with this, I would look at, is there an external reason why? Are stakeholders pushing their favorite ideas? Are internal deadlines pushing and restricting how much time teams have to explore different ideas? And remember, we don't have to go for perfect here. So you don't have to compare and contrast on everything that you build. You want to compare and contrast on those highest stakes opportunities, on the ones that are differentiators, on the ones that you know it's really important to get right. And so what I would do is I would look for what's one area where you can create a little bit of space and encourage teams to compare and contrast. Because once they have the experience of seeing the pros and cons of different ideas, then they start to get an experience and feel the benefit and really get to see how a better decision does emerge when we compare and contrast. So just to wrap up, don't assume your teams should compare and contrast always. We want to compare and contrast when the stakes are high, when we want to make sure we get to a good solution. So find an opportunity where they have a little bit of runway. They don't have a stakeholder breathing down their throats saying, give me your favorite idea. They don't have a deadline looming. They have a little bit of space to play with this. Let them experience it. And then I think once they experience it, they'll start to look for where there are more opportunities to do this. So this is really just another flavor of start small and iterate. So find one target opportunity where you can create space for this, and then see if you can do it a second time, and then just keep going from there. All right, for those of you listening, if you have experience with comparing and contrasting, share your best tips for how you got started, how you created space, or how you overcame stakeholder resistance to this. And if you're new to the idea of comparing and contrasting decisions, be sure to check out the link in the text associated with this post. It'll dive more into why they matter, how to get started, and some of that decision-making research that I referenced earlier.